Hey friends, me, Jenny Nexus here, and we are about to try Purgatory Fell on Steam VR right now. I haven't actually tried to do this streaming Purgatory Fell from the HTC Vive or at all personally. I've only just seen a couple other people stream it before, but the main concern is that our computer will not keep up with it, and so I tried this one thing with the Elgato where I could play the game on one computer and stream it from the other. But the problem with that is that you need an HDMI input for both the HTC Vive and also for the Elgato. So I only have one HDMI input. So I'm going to try to play the game and stream it from the most powerful gaming laptop that we have. And hopefully it won't be too bad. And meanwhile, there's ANCAP Gamer. Hey, friend! Hey, there's like our biggest fan who's like the only other person. There's been 3 people on Twitch who have played our game on stream that probably have better setups for this type of thing than we do, but luckily we were able to make the game. The question now is, well, can we also stream it? Not only do I want to play this game, Purgatory Fell, but I would also like to find out, hopefully, that I can stream other VR games so I can do more regular VR streams on Twitch and elsewhere. Yay! ANCAP, how does the audio balance sound? Because I'm about to just play on through it and just see how it is afterwards. It looks like as if it's working, but so far I don't honestly have I don't have the cool in-game chat set up yet. I did look at some options for that. There's one on GitHub, and then there's the one that's on Steam that's like $20. But right now I don't have a way to check stream chat once I'm in there, so I'll just be kind of peeking for chat. Sounds good so far? Okay, cool. And my voice... Yesterday I did play through a VR game called La Petite, which is a beautiful game about a ballet dancer, and it's really cute and awesome. And that seemed to go well, but it was in a square format for some reason by default. So today I think I got it on a widescreen, which is what I'm hoping for. Oh, my Steam is the same. It's the same as Jenny Nexus. Let me just type this in really quick. So Jenny Nexus on Steam, and I have a group on there as well. Feel free to share like your clips or any video about Purgatory Fell or your other favorite Steam stuffs on my group. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna go on in there and I'll check chat every so often. I'll try not to make it too distracting. But yeah, yesterday the microphone was too quiet, so I tried to turn it up today. Sweet, ANCAP. ANCAP's our biggest fan and our like one of our biggest supporters for this VR game that we're about to play. So I just wanted to see if like it's possible for me to stream it without it crashing and stuff. All right, cool. So here we go. So. Oh, hey there, ANCAP wants to be my friend. Alright, cool, friend. I shall respond to that as soon as we're done. We have a friend who has an Oculus, and he said that this worked on Oculus, so I'm looking forward to more input about that and how true that truly is. And so this cool title up here, Purgatory Fell in 3D, I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's dangling from chains, and we did this on stream. We did the 3D text for the title on my channel, and there's actually some time-lapse video from that on YouTube as well. So yeah. Before we go underground, this is the cool sanctuary scene. Also on stream, we got to do this part where we walk on top of this thing that says enter, and we go down this tunnel, which is something that we got to do on stream together. We textured the walls here of this underground tunnel that goes down underground. It's hard to tell because it's so dark, but we did 3 different layers of textures here, where it was rock. It started with the ground, and then the rocks and stuff. Okay, cool. So suddenly we loaded into a new scene. This is the office scene. I got to make this this little nameplate J. Cole, and I made this Carlston cigarette case and the ashtray, and I helped a little bit with the photoshopping for this. It says reward Amy Cole, which our name is J Cole, so that's clearly our daughter. Oh god. We've never tried to do this on my stream yet, so hopefully it'll work. The other thing I got to make was this Art Deco Starburst little art thing here. Alright, it does seem to be chugging just a little bit, but that's because we are streaming from the same gaming laptop. A laptop. We're playing the game from the same laptop that we're streaming from. And I need to get it's basically an HDMI to USB-C converter. So, oh! There's the infamous ball that comes out of the bathroom. I need to get better at streaming. I gotta get better at VR in general. But I definitely get that kind of, not so much motion sickness, but I'll get woozy, like I feel like I want to fall over type of thing. Like, and then I get really afraid of like running into walls and stuff. But I would like to get better at this. Like AnCap, because AnCap is a professional VR streamer who I recommend big time. Not only is he a supporter of our game, but he plays VR games all the time. And I never noticed that person skirt by until this time. Sweet. Alright, got you guys. Just making sure. This goes for every game that I play, because even though I grew up with games, like, there was a period when I took a break from gaming, and then when I came back, I realized, damn, I need to catch up. There's so much that I haven't played yet, like including on PS4 and VR games and stuff. So I would recommend this to anyone who hasn't played games constantly throughout their entire life. When in doubt, follow the right wall, because there's some things I know, like that some of the stuff is not interactive, because I'm friends with the developer. But things like this, like, eventually we could do updates where even I can help with certain things, like making this have sound effects and stuff. So this particular game I know some background about. Okay. Hold on a second. So it is a little bit awkward that on the HTC Vive you have to grasp the side buttons on the controller, which you can't see from here, but it's like the trigger is for walking, therefore the grabbing objects is the side buttons. And that has some realistic physics that Martian Games did, the developer. I'm literally, like, I'll get real fear from, like, running into walls. But one day we can do some updates where, like, a lot of this stuff could have, like, interactive sound effects, you know? Like, not everything may be openable and stuff. But can you even go back into the office? Like, I don't even know. Some things, like, I'm here to discover at the same time. Because my partner did this game, but, like, we could have, like, the fingers get chopped off when you put them in the fan and stuff. Let me just check chat. Not professional. Oh, in my opinion, you're professional, friend. Professional is in the eye of the beholder. Cool. So you can, once you leave the office, you can indeed still return to the office. So this part, like, I got to help with this scene, which I'm so proud of. I'm like, let me just tell you more about this scene I got to help with. Like, it would be cool to do some more updates where, like, the books might even have more meaning to them and stuff. But this part we actually modeled on stream, like the cigarette. Like, clearly J. Cole was a smoker and stuff. We can also animate the hands eventually. But we had quite the time crunch for this, and my partner in Martian Games, he's not a VR developer naturally. Like, he learned everything he needed to know to make this game in the last, like, 6 to 12 months. Because we got the HTC Vive a while back, but okay, there goes the freaking ball into the bathroom this time. Okay, this is the bathroom with the blood in it. So I would say watch out for this. If you guys, okay, I definitely noticed a little bit of this That's supposed to be a jump scare, but we were looking at the blood in the sink, so. Moving forward, I heard that there's no way to avoid the loading screens, so that's just something you gotta live with. Until later, we'll continue to make updates to this particular prelude, but eventually then it's going to be the first of a series, which will happen. Basically, my partner Martian Games did all of this except for a few 3D models that I did, and I helped with the setting up the Steam page and stuff. And this right here, like, I would rather hold on to literally something in the room, but I'll put my big boy pants on and we'll just fall down together gently. Supposedly we're based in New York, so that's supposed to be New York City right there. Now, as Sergeant Jake says, I think this is where you go through Satan's asshole or something. This other streamer who's friends with ANCAP was so hilarious. I had to clip so many little quotes that he had because he was so funny. ANCAP had a couple jump scares where he fell backwards and, like, luckily there was a couch right there to catch him. Hey, duty. I don't know if you guys can see this, but Steam is telling me what my friends are doing right now. Some of the sound design, like this portion, Martian Games did himself, and he actually went to school for music at the SF Conservatory for Music. So, me being the game developer apprentice, I bow down and look up to him. I'm always taking notes every day. So that was pretty fast. Like, I feel like that could have built a little bit more tension there for the car crash thing. But I mean, I'm kind of talking from an inside perspective. Even though I haven't played this game a million times, I have seen a lot more of the development than most people. So here's we were on the freeway and then we like crashed right here, and so that's where we were just driving a moment ago. I feel like that could have dragged on a little bit longer to build tension, but oh god. These cute fluffy flowers and things. Last time I walked through this opening in the wall and walked around over here to this side, and it turns out that it does just connect over there, just to let you know. Last week or something was when I played this for the first time since the update, so I finally played all the way through the entire thing, not on stream, last week, and then this week I got the balls to try to stream it. And then so later I can survey just how good a quality my VR streams are, because I would really like to do maybe VR streams once or twice a week. I really like to do variety streams on my channel in addition to creative / 3D streams, 3D modeling and stuff. There is a way to take snapshots when you're on PC, just pressing F12. Let me just check what I missed. D-Rock is here. Martian Games is also here. Sweet. Welcome, D-Rock. D-Rock is a good friend of mine. He is an animator who uses 3D models in DAZ 3D to use as reference for his cartoons. Also, I got to do some voice acting for D-Rock's cartoon. You can go to Newgrounds to see that crazy shit. So yeah, we got to do some voice acting for not only D-Rock's cartoon, but also a couple lines in this game. But we haven't gotten to that part yet. Well, thank goodness there's a few things I can add to my portfolio, like voice acting for Devilin's D-Rock's original character, and then also for Martian Games' VR game. Martian Games' first VR game, Purgatory Fell. Here's a straight up carousel out here in this creepy ass area. The other day when I played this, I tried to get up on this little area, but it's all for looks. Maybe in a future update we'll get to ride the horsey and some crazy shit will happen, like maybe it'll spin out of control and we'll fly off. Well, if I can learn enough about VR development and Unity 3D in general, then maybe I can help with some things like that. But until then, You know, guys, like how in VR chat and also in some other games like Minecraft and Roblox and stuff, there's actually player created content, which is so freaking awesome because then it integrates the player with the actual development, and it's not just a passive experience like watching a YouTube video. Actually, then the player not only gets to play the game but also gets to help with the development. This was a hilarious part when Sergeant Jake played this, when he was like, "Oh my god, boobies!" And then he made a joke about amputee porn, which like made me laugh my ass off. I was like, "Oh my god!" I was laughing so hard when I saw him say that I literally cried. I started crying from his funny joke. I think Martian Games already plans to have some added sound effects for the next update because this statue turns to look at you, but you might not notice it at first. But eventually you'll hear some sound effects that will be an audio cue to know that just happened. Because otherwise, unless you happen to look behind you back reminiscing about the boobies, you probably wouldn't notice. This is a feature that I haven't played 100 VR games, but I've played a few. Oh, look at... I don't know if you guys see my alerts. Hopefully not, but... King Sean TV is playing something, says Steam. So yeah, some VR games that I play... that I've played before have this climbing mechanic, and this is something that's I don't want to fall. Oh yeah, we fall right here is fine. So yeah, it's a generic. Well, I don't want to say generic, but if you play VR games, it's one thing that you can do is climb stuff. I'm still kind of a noob, so I'm still getting used to the trigger-based locomotion, which is actually helpful because I get easily nauseated by trying to move with the circular controller. Luckily, I know this game a little bit, so I can kind of navigate without falling over too much. But the first time I was like so scared, and I've seen some fail videos where it's just like embarrassing. Oh wait, how did I drop down to the wrong level? All right. Once again, oh god. No, honestly, when I was doing the what's it called? Oh, here we go. To the rope, to the tree. There's in VRTK, which is it's like a package for Unity game development for VR, where they have some like basic teleportation controls and stuff. But oh god, that's my bad, dude. That's not the developer's fault. That's my own fault. That's my own coordination issues right there. If this was on PS4, this would be a lot more punishing, honestly. So yeah, anyway, in VRTK, they have it so that the locomotion is based on the trackpad, which is the little circular portion on these hand controllers. And it's kind of difficult to navigate, in my opinion. So, in Martian games and other people agree that with the trackpad, sometimes it'll make you want to throw up. But here, Martian games used instead the trigger-based locomotion. Okay, let's try this one more time. But it is also, there's other awkward things like the grabbing onto stuff, like the side buttons. Like once you get the locomotion with the trigger, then that's normally what the VRTK would have to pick things up. So in this instance, you would have to use the trigger for the locomotion so you don't puke. But then you got to use the side buttons for picking stuff up. Just got to get used to that. Alright, I went this way last time. I just want to kind of show you guys this environment and stuff. Hopefully y'all can hear me. Yesterday the microphone was way too quiet, so today I'm trying to speak louder, and also I went ahead and turned up the sensitivity and stuff. Still getting used to the best way to use a condenser microphone for streaming. But thank God it's got more controls for the input and output and all that stuff. Alright, loading screen. That's actually a good sign. Martian said that there was no way around the loading screen. I guess that's just something that you have to deal with when you're a VR developer and stuff. D-Rock! Cool. Just checking chat really quick. Eventually I'll get one of those things that is I can check the chat while I'm in the VR headset and stuff, but until then, I'll just check once in a while. Martian's anxious to get back into VR development. Next week you'll probably find the time. Loading screens are not visible in stream. Oh, cool. Only to me? Well then, there was no loading screen. I don't know what I was talking about. I was just saying that to be funny. So, this is kind of like a behind the scenes stream as well as my first playthrough of Purgatory Fell on stream. I can tell you guys right now that we did a stream on Jenny Nexus channel where we edited this here spring. So, oh god. So you can pick up this Jack-in-the-Box, which was a pre-made asset that we got off the asset store. But the cool spring right there, it was not animated before. And I got to start this project where I got the spring and I literally made joints, like bone joints for the spring. And then Martian Games helped me with that too, using Unity joint springs and stuff. So then we could add some more sound effects to that too. But there is some cool sound effect over there. And since I'm like friends with the dev, I know that there's a key right here. Classic key. Wait. Can I put this down? I don't know. Let's see if we can pick this thing up while we have the key in our hand. Let's see what happens. Nope. Alright, once you got the key, man, then you gotta hold that shit until you move forward. What are these pictures over here? Some stuff I never really checked out before. Like, this looks like some bloody trees, but they're probably just trees. And we have a globe right here. Stuff like this we could add. Oh, this is actually pickupable. Alright, once you pick up the key, though... Oh, you can bounce that off, I guess, but you can't... I'm learning about this stuff, friends. So we can actually do certain things at certain times. But once you pick up the key, man, that's like... That's going to be kind of pointing you towards the next step in life. And I'll tell you guys another BTS fun fact is like these wheels right here. I got to make the wheels on the piano because we got this awesome ass piano from also, it was a neat asset that Martian had found. But then, first of all, the piano did not have any wheels. So I literally modeled those in 3D Max and we streamed that part. And also the piano, it didn't come apart here. Anyway, we basically separated this like cover and then we added the actual keyhole. I did that part. I didn't do that much, so I'm pointing out the stuff that I did do, which was like put a little texture here that's actually looks like a keyhole. And we separated this cover for the keys and we added the wheels on the piano. My claim, my 2 seconds of fame. This part I have not played enough. This is like one of the most dramatic points of the game, I think. I haven't really like played it myself as much as like I know about the background of it. So it was really cool watching both ANCAP and Sergeant Jake play this part. And because I'm friends with the developer, I know that this whole entire piano works. So if you find a way to play the piano. So you can play the chopsticks. I guess like we'll try to figure out how to work these hands better for in the future. Because it would be really cool to, well, I guess you would need those like Oculus Touch. What are those things called that have the actual gloves with the fingers? That would be so cool to get that stuff so we could integrate some actual realistic music playing and stuff. I mean, I don't know that many songs, but I know a few. Like chopsticks. So here's the tip, it's fell down. I feel like I always miss something at this point, so I don't want to miss anything. So this is where the room starts to go underground. Seems like partially the theme of the game is going down, hence Purgatory Fell. We're down. We fell down. Ah! Ah! That part's the part that I always miss. I try not to give too much away to myself. When I saw ANCAP playing it, I turned it off when it got past the part that I had already played. But since then, Martian Games already did an update, and we plan for some more updates. So I'm just curious, like, what Martian might have hidden in this game that I don't know about already. Okay, cool. This part right here, this totally reminds me of Half-Life, which is obviously one of my favorite games. And you can grab these with both hands. I saw Sergeant Jake do this, and he's like, ah! Okay. I'm inspired by other streamers. I know some people, they only are just viewers or just streamers, but for me, it definitely goes both ways. But yeah, the wood on the walls, it totally reminds me of, like, basically a lot of games that I played, like The Last of Us and Half-Life. Like, I've never seen a heater that has this kind of decoration on it, but that's pretty cool, man. I know Martian Games, he said he's more of an art collector than he is a 3D modeler because his specialty is programming. But props to whoever modeled this house and this, like, heater. I've seen this type of heater, and when I lived in San Francisco, I had a heater like that, but it definitely didn't have this, like, decoration on it, and that's probably because this is a mansion. So since we went underground in the piano room, now we're on ground level, which last time I played this, I thought that was pretty cool. There's the ground. There's the backyard where we were just a moment ago. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it's too much. Sweet. Hey, Yursa Games is here. Hi, friend. I need to get that thing where I can see chat while I'm in stream, so I got Martian Games in chat to answer questions, and I don't want to break immersion too much, but eventually I'll get that thing where I can see chat while I'm in the headset. This right here, like, if I was in Half-Life, I would definitely use my gravity gun to get this shit out of my way and see what's over here. So perhaps in a future episode or a future update, we could do that. I'm scared. Oh god! Maybe later this week I can play Yursa's game, because they did this really cute game on Steam, and it's a totally different type of game, but I'm a variety streamer and I appreciate all kinds of games, especially platformers, because that's what I grew up with. Oh god, help us all. So there's, like, boxes over here. I would personally go through and make sound effects for all these different objects, like, even if they're not otherwise interactive. Like, I'll personally take on the commitment of making sound effects when you, like, smack those, like, shelves and stuff, like metal/wood. And this disgusting, like, rusty door here. This is scary. Wait, what? I thought for sure I was coming through this rusty door. Alright, let's see where we're going. I don't know. I'm like, let's not miss anything. Alright. Working on my sense of direction skills in life. Wait, what the fuck? Hold on. Am I lost already? Oh god. Alright. I thought this was for sure where we were going. Alright, I'm scared. I guess that's the way we go! That's the way I wanted to go! Oh good. That's how you get through that door! What the hell? Reminds me of No Man's Sky, when you get to the part where you think you're finally going to get out into the great wide galaxy, and then it just, like, shifts you back through infinity, but not really. So this part I know for a fact, because I'm best friends with the developer, that he spent so much time on this water dynamics. Does my body interact with it too? Okay, it's definitely the hand controllers that are what cause this to do stuff. So you can like play around with the water with your hands, and I can't even wait. I can't even wait to see what Martian Games does with the water physics and stuff. Because what if I wanted to like swim down or? Okay, wait. What does it look like when I'm underwater? So it's hard to stay underwater for very long, but it does get fuzzy once we start to drown. That's when you're actually drowning. But suddenly we're also drowning beneath the ground. Okay, cool. Loading just for me. Here's yeah, the water, man. What if that was like toilet water? That's like my first thought. Now this looks just like my favorite cheap motel, which is obviously Motel 6. I hear the door, but I am avoiding it. This looks like a vape pen right here, like this is actually a dusty chest of drawers here. That looks so realistic, actually. Oh, here's my friends. Here's my 2 seconds of fame. Oh god. Okay, we're not left-handed. Let's not pretend.
Yeah. Sarah?
That's me. I'm Sarah.
Yeah, I think so. Oh,
I've been calling since 3 o'clock.
sorry. I guess I didn't hear the phone. I've been having a lot of trouble sleeping, and
That's pretty realistic. Martian Games always has trouble sleeping.
Where is she? Sarah, what do you mean? Sarah?
I think Martian said that he actually sped up my voice there, but my mom and other old people, sometimes they'll tell me that like I speak too fast to begin with. Oh god. So we got the Holy Bible. And we got a ball. Oh god. It's our little ball friend. Okay, you would have to be a major Martian Games fan to recognize the one sound effect that was just in here. Last time I went and put it in the sink thinking I could just use the water on it, but since I did that last time, try this. Okay. So basically you pick it up using the side triggers on the controller, and then you use the trigger to spray the water, which also has this physics dynamics where it'll actually like bounce off the walls or the door. This looks just like Motel 6, and it's got like an ironing board, as if people still iron their stuff. Honestly, this is a huge bathtub. I would like to just step on into this thing. This is like the size of a pool. This is a little bit oversized. I feel like this is all the way up to my thigh. But if we were at a Motel 6, it would probably only be up to my knee or something. Can't really see it here, but it's pretty cool that no matter where the wall is or the angle of these objects, then the water bounces off of it. I think that Martian's greatest like claim to fame for this game is the water dynamics, because whether it's in that bathroom scene or here, is that water actually? I mean, it's peering on the floor there. Okay, that sound effect right there, pretty creepy, and clearly, what used to be the bathroom is now this even scarier area. Does it bounce off that wall in there too? It does. So cool. Alright, I don't think we're gonna need that where we're going. But as another BTS fun fact is that Martian almost didn't even get this entire scene right here in the very last minute. Like, we had used this scene right here for a lot of the banner art and the game like logo and stuff, this door that goes down. But then finally, the very last minute, Martian does not disappoint, and he added this part. I almost feel cold walking down this because it's so realistic inside the VR. I'm only just saying that because like game development's hard and it takes a really long time. So for one person to make a game like this, then I'm honestly impressed, even though I'm also biased. But it's really cool to know that like, it's cool to know just how hard it is to make things really awesome. It's not an easy task to make something that's fun like this. Okay, maybe it's the doors open, but it feels cold just walking through this environment. I feel like the environment itself is what makes me feel cold. Can I go back up here? You can. So it's not like it locks you out. You can be like, where the hell am I supposed to go now? You can at least come back through here. Can I take this with me? Let's take the Burning Bible with us. Alright, well, I'm a cheater. I know that you're supposed to do this. But you might wonder if you play this game, like, just pretend like you didn't know, okay? Hopefully you guys can still hear me. I'm walking all the way over there. Hi there, Persian. This is an HTC Vive. Sweet. Sleep is overrated, Ursa. Okay, luckily we got Martian Games here, the developer of Purgatory Fell, in chat, which I'm playing right now. So, hopefully soon, once we confirm that I'm able to stream VR without too much bad quality, then I'll get that thing where I can read chat while I'm in stream. But until then, we got Martian Games in chat for now. And I just need to check and do a few more test runs of VR streams to make sure that it's decent quality. Oh god. A beautiful waterfall. For all I know that's the overflowing bathroom. I hope to make a VR game too one day. Just Martian Games been teaching me 3D modeling and Unity development for 5 or more years now. And I still suck, but I'm kind of an artist at heart, so that's why I have that self-depreciating attitude. Hopefully I'll get better with both my self-esteem and my actual game development skills eventually. But until then, I'm constantly entranced by the work of others and find so much inspiration in games, not just VR, but also PS4 and Steam, indie games, even games that were just made in 2 days. I'm pretty open-minded when it comes to this type of stuff. Not only do I love trying to develop games, but I also love playing games, so if you're a developer out there listening and you would like me to play your game on stream, feel free to hit me up. Twitter, Discord, all that good stuff. I really like these floating spores or whatever they are, like little dots that come down. This reminds me of some of my favorite games. Also, I don't know that I've ever otherwise been fully immersed in some cavernous environment like this, especially not in VR. I would say, honestly, like, you know, human nature, you always kind of like want to compare things to something that's familiar to you. So in this particular case, the best thing I have to relate this to in my own personal experience is Ori and the Blind Forest. How they had like spores and stalagmites and stalactites, totally a different type of game. But that just goes to show like just how rare and unique this is in games, like especially in VR where it's not just 3D but it's immersive. Like I feel like I'm literally in this environment and it feels cold and damp. And these glowing crystals, these definitely remind me of Ori and the Blind Forest. It's one of my favorite platformers of all time, which I had to look up tutorials for Ori like all the time. How am I going to get through this section? Most games I can eventually get through them on my own, just like trial and error. But Ori and the Blind Forest, I was constantly looking up like how in the hell to get out of this predicament because it was very innovative. And there was a lot of things about it that were out of the ordinary. So I do actually fear for my life playing this game. Last time I had to backtrack just a little bit, but I think this time I memorized the map a little bit better. So this right here, I mean, honestly, I guess if you're left-handed, it would make sense to move forward always with the triggers. But it would kind of be cool as a right-handed person to like press the left trigger to go backwards. But I could always just look backwards and point that way, or I guess I can go like that is fine. I'm still learning how to navigate in VR most efficiently and with the greatest amount of ease and enjoyment. Like this right here, I've never seen anything like this. Like maybe Lara Croft would be the closest thing I'd have to compare all these vines with stuff growing off of them. Tomb Raider. This reminds me of like Tomb Raider. Alright. I like how the harder you grasp onto the trigger, the faster you go. And back when we were doing the trackpad locomotion, I almost instantly would give up. Like we got the headset back in 2016. So I've been playing games like here and there over that time, but my first few experiences made me want to puke because mostly because of the trackpad locomotion, and it just wasn't like something I could control very well. It was either like super fast or like totally dead still, and I felt like Gumby, like sliding around with no control. But thank God for Martian Games to make this game with the trigger-based locomotion. It's like a lot more control, even though I still got to work on my coordination for stream to look good for you guys. At least in my own mind, I have more control, so it's not nearly as uncomfortable as it was when I first started playing VR games. I almost like second guessed the whole purchasing an HTC Vive because it made me nauseous so quickly. Not only did I get nauseous, but I would also get headaches at first. Well, thank goodness I've gotten over some of that. I guess, oh, sorry guys. So there's like some skylight coming through that hole. This music here, I'm not sure if Martian Games made this song. I'll check chat really quick. Sweet. Alright. Yeah, let me know guys if there's anything I can respond to. If not now, then after we're done. But Martian Games is in chat. He made the game. And Cap Gamer streamed this, so they're both probably just as good as I am at answering questions about this game. And soon enough, hopefully VR streams could become decent quality for sure, and then I'll do this more regularly with other games as well. But until I make sure that my streams are good enough quality, it's like I'm kind of insecure about playing, you know, whatever it is that's testing my system's capabilities. Like I just like to test it a few times before making a commitment. This right here, last time I played the first time I played this part, what's it called, zipline. This zipline thing, it totally got me kind of, I get like kind of nervous around this zipline. Like, I literally feel like I'm gonna fall on my ass right here. It's too high! Okay. Alright. So yeah, I guess I can still fall down here. Shit. I was literally reaching for it, trying not to, like, bump into the wall, and that just happened. So I think that I reset if I do this. Oh my god. Is this where you get stuck? Because I'm supposed to be ziplining. The first time I played this happened to me like 3 times, but I thought it was because I was going to get nauseous and like fall down. Literally in real life. But okay. What do I do nowadays when this happens? Just fall again, thanks. So this is something that could happen. That was actually too tall this time. It wasn't because I was afraid of puking. That time it was because I was literally reaching out of my reach to grab that rope, but we'll try to find a better way about that. This is something, this adds gameplay value. So this is something that could happen, and you would just have to come down here again. I guess. So scary. Alright, good. Alright, so you just have to keep on falling until you reset. See how far my hand is from that rope, though? Like, am I supposed to grab onto this part? Alright, that part right there. You're supposed to grab onto that wooden part, not the rope itself, I guess. Alright. My bad. That's my own bad. This is where you get to drop down into hell. Purgatory Fell all the way to hell. I was right beside Martian when he added that dragon. This is actually the brightest the game has been this entire time. I'm curious how he did that part. It was so funny watching Sergeant Jake and ANCAP play this part because they're like, ah, ah, devil, Satan. And it's so funny. I didn't actually know what happened here when they played it because I hadn't played this part yet, but after watching them play it and then hearing Martian talk about it enough, I knew that you're supposed to use this rope to just grope it and come over here like this. Okay. If you're shorter than me, because I'm not too short, I'm like 5'6", but if you were like 5'2", you might not be able to reach those ropes. So I found out that what you gotta do is you just gotta climb this rope over and get teabagged by Satan. Because he's so big, by the time we get to him, his balls are gonna be at head height. Sorry, not sorry, but that's my first thought. Okay. Sorry, friends. I just smacked you in the face there. You got more plans for the Master of Darkness. Sweet. Cool. Alright, just checking. I can only see a few lines of chat at once, so I really need to get that thing where I can read chat in stream. So he's got these cool laser eyes. And then this scary giant ball sack coming towards my face. And then his butt crack. I'm such a like prepubescent boy when it comes to some things that go through my mind, I swear. So there's lava flowing down. There's this giant badass castle. And then there's this really cool bright light. Blood coming down like a waterfall. We didn't think that I would be able to stream this game without the whole thing chugging, so I can't wait to see if this is decent or not, because if it is, I'll definitely play more VR games on stream. And if there's any question about it, I'll get the HDMI to USB 3 or USB-C converter. That's another option that we'll have. So then we wake up in our coffin, apparently. Like, I want to lay down in this coffin, but I don't want to smack my head on anything. Basically, hold on. What would it look like if we lay down in the coffin? Oh no! We're dead! We're in the coffin! Alright. we gotta reason with morality and VR here. Make sure I don't smack my head on real life stuff while I'm also laying down my own coffin. Sometimes when you're walking upstairs, you want to skip a step. You can just barely skip a step here. Okay. Okay. Ah! Oh god. Alright, let's just one step at a time. What is this cool music, Martian Games? What is this, like a, what's it called? Gregorian chant? Is this like a specific Gregorian chant from like way back in the day? Ooh. Welcome back. Oh, there he is! Oh my god! So fucking awesome, dudes. I got to help with this part, friends, because on stream, you guys could even look at my VODs from like a month ago. And we helped by making the 3D text for this here credits section. Obviously, I didn't do too much, so I'm especially proud for all these awesome things that I did do. Created by Shade Moon Martian Games. Produced by... Thank goodness for the support of our producers, who are... It's hard to see from here, but... Richard Lucchesi and William Shuck. Insanely Virtual was the name that they came up with for their VR game company. And then 3D Art, Jenny Nexus, that's me, that's me! So then you can basically walk through this area and check stuff out. There's like some super creepy smoke and trees, and I guess it's a graveyard, so it's about as creepy as it gets. Like, what are these, some tombs that happen? Oh god. Well, that was it, friends. I guess I didn't spend too much time walking around that time. So that scene, it ends basically after the song is over, so the longer you take, then the less time you'll have to just wander around. So yeah, this is the part that we got to do. We got to help with this part. See how the breeze kind of affects the 3D text there? We got to help with that part on stream. So that's some of the stuff that we got to do while streaming on our Twitch channel. But, I mean, we already played through the game, so we're going to take this other route. Maybe there will even be an option to, like, go down one of these pews and, like, pray to Jesus or something. Right over here, like, say you're at church and you need to go repent or you need to take a whiz, and you would, like, come back here to exit. Once you stand on this thing, then it brings you back to Steam Home, which is so awesome! Cool, friends? Well, thank you so much for everyone who may have stopped by during this little test/experiment thing. I'm going to go back and just see how good or bad the audio was and the video and all that quality and stuff. Quality assurance. This is kind of like research and development for hopefully future VR streams. If this setup isn't good enough, which we're using a Predator Helios 300 gaming laptop, VR ready, with the 8kg condenser mic, the Logitech C922 camera, and the kitty. So with all those components, should have a perfect VR stream. And I'll go ahead and see what it was like. But then, hey, Blind Seer's here too. Hi, friend. Nice to see you, friend. Blind Seer also streamed this game. In fact, he was the very first person to stream this game. And then ANCAP, and then Sergeant Jake. So I was the fourth person to stream Purgatory Fell, as far as we know. But yeah, so this is basically me testing our gaming laptop to see if it would run, because I know Martian Games was worried it might chug. But we shall see. Oh, the audio of the game could be 500% louder. On XSplit, it is all the way to the top, but we will problem solve for the future. This type of thing. I really believe in some ways that it takes a full team to make a stream be top-notch, so hopefully down the line we'll be top-notch stream, but until then, this is the type of testing that we need to do. Yesterday I did La Petty, which was like a VR game about a ballerina, and at that point the game audio sounded fine, but the microphone was way too quiet. I couldn't even hear myself with, like, everything was maxed out when I listened to that. So today, I didn't even turn down the game audio. I just made sure that the microphone was all the way up. So we'll continue to problem solve and test and make sure that everything is as good as it can possibly be. And then one day when we're super rich, we'll get a full-blown house to accommodate our VR obsession. There's probably other settings. I bet you that if anyone, then Blind Steer could help me problem solve because we're using the gaming laptop, which I know a lot of people usually will use a desktop for this type of thing. So we're learning, and also I just really wanted to stream VR because it feels kind of weird to have helped with a VR game and not be able to stream VR. And there's so many cool games out there that I want to try. So then also I can work on like creating better experiences for others and hopefully start to develop my own VR game and stuff. Yeah, thank you to Blind Seer and AMCAP, anyone else who might be lurking. I guess I'll look into more the thing where I can see the chat while on stream because that's something that's hinders a little bit of the experience. But I did see on GitHub that there's a free version of that. What you could do, yes. And my little mind is going all over the place with the potential. So hopefully we'll continue to progress in this realm and others. And you guys feel free to stay in touch, obviously. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Twitter, Jenny Nexus. I try to make it really easy for everyone. And then if you're so kind as to like the Facebook pages, my Facebook page is mostly Jenny Nexus. And then Purgatory Fell is its own Facebook. There's those. If you guys want to add us on Steam, and then also, of course, there's Martian Games. There's like a bunch of spam. Today I don't have the chat on stream, but it's in chat. So anyway, thanks friends for hanging out, and hopefully we'll do this more often, like maybe VR Mondays or VR Fridays or something. We'll figure out the audio because if it's anything like YouTube, then each video will have its own audio settings. So it's hard to tell like which games have what type of audio settings to begin with, let alone then the feedback on stream and whatnot. Thank you, ANCAP, for hanging out, friend. So yeah, I guess I'll go back to viewer mode here on Twitch. I'll come and hang out. I'll go ahead and just host someone when we're done here. But yeah, I appreciate your company, friends, and observing this whole experience together. It's been really fun. So I'll see you next time. Bye.